going on, Marissa here. I've got a video review on something called Ad Tricks by Fred Lamb, okay? In this video, I'm going to basically give you a rundown on who this is really for, okay? Ad Tricks, just real quick, I'm going to give more detail about it, but it's a program that is going to teach people how to become a media buyer to get traffic to whatever business you are in, okay? And this is by, again, Fred Lamb. So I'm going to give you some insights on this because there are some things you should be aware of when it comes to media buying, and I want to put them out there because you're not going to see a lot of people say this, on one of these videos. And, Fred's obviously going to make, his system or Ad Tricks sound like the best thing in the world, which is fine because from what I'm seeing, there is some great content, okay? But again, I just want to let you understand a certain side of media buying if you're new to that game, okay? So first off, let's get into this really quick. So Ad Tricks is already out, and this is a site I like to use. I don't make all of my judgments based on what comes out of this site because I understand, just there's a lot of variables that, can make a site good or bad or whatever. But basically, Scam Advisor, I ran it on Ad Tricks, and it actually says that this looks pretty safe, which is pretty cool because there's a lot of systems that are similar to what Fred has done that are just total crap. Also, kind of similar with that, I like to use Ripoff Report. Again, I kind of take some of this stuff that I see on these kind of sites with a grain of salt because I know a lot of people will complain about just anything and small things. But I did this earlier. I did a search on him and I didn't find anything on here. So that's actually really cool because he sold a lot of his courses. He's got a book and everything like that. So the fact that he's probably have had thousands of people come into his systems and bought his stuff, and I really haven't seen too many complaints, really about him. That's really cool. So what I kind of want to get into on this particular video right now is first a little bit of info on Fred Lamb, okay? This guy, he started out just like everybody on the internet. He was working at a job. He didn't like it. He said, I'm going to teach myself some skills on the internet that I can use, okay, to build income for myself. So he dove into the advertising world when it came to an online niche, right? And he kind of dominated it, and he does very well with it. And so now a part of what he does is he teaches people, that's like one of his streams of income, is he teaches people how to, use media buying to drive traffic to whatever they're doing, right? He started out as like a dishwasher at a restaurant. He said enough is enough. And he decided to, like I said, dive into this stuff, and then he became his own boss. Now, who really... Now let's get into the part who this is going to be for. First off, Ad Tricks it's not the cheapest thing in the world. You're going to be paying some money for this. And I want to let you know, basically, is your money going to be spent well? Now, as far as I know, it's a 10-week course. You even get a bonus e-commerce course with it. And, I have no doubts that he's got real value in this thing. But I want to let you, I want to kind of bring something to your attention if you're really new to media buying. If you're thinking this is going to be a quick fix for your business, you're wrong, okay? Media buying is going to take a lot of time plus money to actually get right. So if you don't have, if you're you've got, $1,000 or $2,000 in your bank right now and you want to drop it on Ad Tricks and maybe spend the rest on, doing this media buying stuff with what you learn, and you're thinking oh, you're going to get a fast return on your investment. It could happen. There's a big chance it's not going to happen, though. So I want you to be aware of that. And there's several reasons why, okay? With this form of paid advertising, you're paying for data in the very beginning. Same thing goes with running Facebook ads and Bing ads and everything like that. And everybody knows in the beginning stages of when you're starting your campaigns, you may not even make money. And it's your job to know how to turn the traffic you are getting from paid ads, because it's instant, okay, into sales. And that's where That's where a lot of people fail with these forms of advertising. They don't realize that no one really informs them until after they bought the course that this is going to take some time to turn traffic into sales. And if you don't know really quick what media buying is, let me just kind of give you an example. First off, what it is you're buying ad space on somebody's platform, program, site, whatever, to promote whatever it is you're doing, right? One example I could probably break down that would make sense is like solo ads. It's somewhat of a form of a media buy, okay? So what is a solo ad? Let's say you had an email list, you grew organically, and you've got 20,000 people on that email list. And I see you and I'm like, you know what? I bet their email list is super responsive to them. You know, I'm going to pay you a certain amount of money and say, hey, I want you to, you know, send an email blast, okay, to your email list with something that I do, with my business, with my product, with my opportunity, and hopefully that'll give me traffic, right? You've made some money because I've paid you some money, right, to use your email list to promote something of mine for either a day or a week or whatever, and hopefully I got some traffic and getting some sales. Now, that's kind of I think a lot of people can understand that concept. Well, with media buying, it doesn't have to be email lists. You can do it on a site. Somebody may have a really good high authority site you can buy ad space on. You can do it in forms on Facebook, Bing ads, you know, or certain forms of Bing ads, Google, and like a lot of other things, right? So the thing about this is, again, you're paying for data initially. If you, like I said, this is not a quick fix thing for a business. This is something that is like going to be for somebody who's got a serious mindset about this stuff and is going to have a bit of money, because I've got the inside scoop on a lot of people in that industry, and it takes a bit of money to like really see what's going to work and what's not going to work for you. And if you don't have that money, not saying you still can't save up for it, but I mean, you know, you're already going to probably pay at least $1,000 for Adtricks. You may just want to save up some more money, or learn all you can on, you know, Google and YouTube on media buying, and go from there before you just like invest so much money into this stuff. But also the other thing about this is when you're trying to find vendors, it can be a sketchy world. It can be a dog eat dog world, because it's one of those things that can kind of become saturated. Like if everybody finds out about a certain vendor or certain place you can get this ad space on, and let's say a lot of people are in the same niche you're in, well, if everybody finds out about it and then all of a sudden everybody's paying for ad space on all the same types of things, it can, you know, the traffic you're going to get back from that will be it'll be low quality traffic basically. And so what happens with this is people don't really want to give you insight on where they're buying from, right? And the people don't want to reveal, you know, what's really, especially when you see these top guys that are like, that's all they do is media buying for their businesses. Like those guys, you'd have to really rub shoulders with them or become like their friend for them to be like, here, like, you know, this is where I get this from. So, you know, I mean, it's kind of neutral with it. I understand it. I mean, it kind of sucks for some people, because some people are going to come into this thinking like, people are just going to straight up give them exactly where to go. And then they'll probably give you some resources. But what I've learned in courses like this, every time, whether it's like a solo ad thing or something very similar to Adtricks, is like, you know, they'll have training and they'll guide you on like who to try to find, what data to look for. But when it really comes down to it, you're like, well, can you just give me like 1 or 2 places? You know, that's really good. They usually just like ghost you, or they kind of beat around the bush with their answer. So, but you know, Fred seems to be pretty cool, and I don't doubt that he's got some valuable information for anybody who really is going to get it. I just wanted you to kind of know that about that industry before you just dumped all your money into it and thought this was going to, you know, be a one fix wonder. Okay, so that's it for this review. If you like the fact, you know, that I gave you this insight on this particular review, go ahead and like this video, leave a comment on what you think. You know, or are you in Adtricks? If you are, what's your experience? How much, you know, maybe you can give people some tips on media buying in the comments. Subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this, and I'll talk to you guys later.